So this one struck a fucking chord with me. This is a write-in from one of our listeners.
Okay.
I, 23 female, have a fiance who is 22 male, who doesn't like my body postpartum. So, to start, when I met my now fiance, I was just getting over severe anorexia and I was super tiny. I stayed that way until I got pregnant with our son in fall of 2018 and right before he left for the army. I literally found out I was pregnant 2 days after he signed his papers and I was on birth control. Well, he got really hurt at basic and was sent home to heal under less stressed conditions. And when he came back, I was 23 weeks pregnant. Because I was so little, I started showing right away and our son was a huge baby. He made comments about my weight gain, but once he saw I was uncomfortable with his comments, he apologized to me. And this was after he called me a rotisserie chicken. Oh. Well, I had our son at 37 weeks and I had a stroke while in labor, so my recovery was super hard. I could barely walk for days.
Oh my God.
Wow.
3 weeks postpartum, he mentioned to me working out once I was cleared. And I said I won't be cleared for a while because of my stroke. I was cleared to go back to work at 12 weeks postpartum. I told him I'm to be on light duty because they aren't sure how my body will handle hard labor. I was a manager at Menards. I went back full-time in November of 2019 and had my son that previous July. Well, I lost a lot of my baby weight thanks to my job, as I do a lot of heavy lifting, and it helped that I worked 45 to 60 hours a week. On top of taking care of a baby in my off time, my fiance wants me to work out, and he made a comment about my weight and called me chubby. And I said, that makes me upset. And he said, then lose the weight then. We got in a full-blown argument about it, and it ended in him saying he was sorry, but that was only after I packed up our son and was packing stuff for the night to go to my mom's. He's gotten better about not saying anything about working out, but still makes comments, and I think this is because he saw his father do this to his mother, and he grew up thinking this is okay. I mentioned therapy because I think it will help him deal with the abuse he saw his mom deal with, and learn that it's not okay, but he's afraid the army won't let him rejoin if he shows he's seeked therapy. My question is, how can I show him that therapy will help him unlearn abusive behaviors? Because he honestly said to me, I'm sorry, I need to work on this. Just know I'm trying. Mm-hmm. I love him, and that's our only really big issue. And we are also getting married in July. Sorry, that's a lot.
Isn't that in like 2 weeks?
Yeah. I had some choice words in my reply.
Okay.
I basically said, you needed to keep drawing clear boundaries because it's unacceptable for him to keep commenting on your weight, especially with a history like an eating disorder. Like, I think body shaming on either end, fat or skinny, unacceptable. You should not comment or police anyone's body. And I recommended couples therapy. I'm like, I know you guys are getting married soon, but him saying this is not okay. And getting on the same page in couples therapy would be the best thing. I did do a little research just with the Army. I knew there is a stigmatization about mental health in the armed services. However, the military services love couples counseling.
Love it.
There you
go, Marianne.
They will cover services for marriage and couples counseling because they want their servicemen or women to be in relationships as it offers that social support.
Look at that.
Okay, so couples therapy would be good.
What are your thoughts, guys?
Well, my immediate thought was, one of her questions in there somewhere was how do I get him to see that therapy will be beneficial? And I think that question is difficult because we all know this, you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped.
Yeah, and if someone doesn't want to go to therapy,
if they don't see the value of therapy,
they won't go.
You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't force them to drink it. So you can drag him to therapy, but if he's not in it, he'll sit on the couch, he'll hear the therapist, he'll answer the questions.
In one ear and out the other.
But what is he really getting from it? And so I think that it's hard to answer. You can educate to some extent. You can maybe show examples of peers who have done and benefited from couples therapy, but I think it's really tough to convince somebody, whether it's therapy, whether it's, anything relating to health.
If they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it.
If they don't want to do it, it's tough to convince somebody
Yeah.
to really want it. You have to convince somebody to want to change or to better themselves. And that's a really tough thing to do.
It is.
You know, at least on a deeper, meaningful level. So that was my reaction, is like, that's tough. Like, you can try to work on it. If you love him and this is really your only issue, I think you just have to keep at it.
Yeah.
I think this relationship is definitely, you know, it doesn't seem like this is a game ender or deal breaker.
Depends
It
on the
could be.
person.
It could be.
Yeah. And when I'm in my response, she's gonna work through it.
Yeah.
So for her, this isn't a deal breaker.
That's what I mean. Based
Yeah.
on the way she's writing to you, it sounds like she was willing and able and wants to work through this.
And that's the vibe I got. But if my significant other called me a rotisserie chicken,
See, I would be very upset about that.
I would not.
I've got some like funny names about like body and stuff like that. From people.
Rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, that one is a little.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that one's tough. I would be very offended, and I would make it very clear that that's not okay.
Unacceptable.
I would draw a very hard boundary there.
Unacceptable.
But-
Talk to me like that, and we won't be talking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Period.
Period.
Like
Yeah.
that, the disrespect. I think also I heard that it's a learned behavior that he picked up from observing his
Yeah.
dad treating his mom that way. So it's something that's deep embedded that he needs to look at if he wants to make this relationship work. / your girl was just pregnant, bro.
The average weight gain for women during pregnancy is like 35 to 40 pounds.
Yeah. It's just
You just grew.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just
A baby
delivered
inside
a
you.
life. Yeah. Like that you
And-
should be respecting her
Yeah.
and like feeding her.
Praising
And
her.
praising her.
She had a stroke. Did we?
She
I
had a
was
stroke.
just gonna say
had a stroke.
A stroke.
As if pregnancy doesn't just take a toll on your body.
Oh
stroke.
my God.
Had a stroke.
a full blown fucking stroke.
That's just not okay.
What?
No.
Have some compassion.
Well, you don't know how bad her stroke is. Like my niche for OT and where I work, like I do a lot of neuro patients. That was my niche. And a lot of my patients, depending on where your stroke is, lose movement on half of their body. Half of their body, they can't move. And he's 3 weeks after being like, you need to start working out.
Like, that's the least of my worries. If I can walk correctly and move my face,
If I can feed myself and swallow my food,
general
and
motor
talk,
skills and not choke on my spit, I think that's what I'm most worried about.
Yeah.
And like for what? Like let your girl just like be, you know, like
She's a new mom.
And it's not, you have no say in like how her body is.
No.
It's just
Also, like postpartum depression is already such a big fucking issue.
Yeah.
And then to trigger someone
With their body.
with body issues,
when they have a history.
you are just mentally fucking that person up.
She's strong.
Strong woman.
Dude, kudos to you, girl.
Seriously.
Yeah, OP, little badass.
That breaks a lot of people
Yes.
down.
Then there's like one last thing too. I think if he was open, I would have. If it was me, if I was her, I'd be like, okay, this is not okay. Your mom or your dad treated your mom like this. This is not happening with our child. So if you want this to work, I almost want to have a conversation with your mom to see like how she felt and like when dad was treating her that way and like the things that she learned and how she got through it, because it's a passed down thing. So it's like
It can be very generational.
it's
Yeah.
because you just think like that's just how it is, but it's just not. You can't go about life like that.
You
like,
can't.
specifically in this day. Like
No.
Yeah. And also, to add to your point, another benefit of that could be if he heard it in his mom's words,
Yeah.
it might resonate differently. Because
True.
you know what I mean? The way our relationship with our significant others and the relationship with our parents is very unique.
Yes, definitely.
So it might hit different if he hears it from his mom and he's like, wow, I had no idea that's how that makes you feel. And I can't believe I would make you feel like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've heard this, but it's like men will attract someone like their mom.
Yes,
and,
I've heard that
women
too.
will attract someone like their dad. And,
Yeah.
like that's like what like kind of.
It's very interesting how that plays out.
right.
It's wild.